Ahoy, caveman here, driving to Westville Meats, having some profound, deep thoughts, starting to and continuing to understand the meaning of life. So, no small topic there. The more I learn, the more I discover, it becomes apparent that the point of life is to engage in as much experiences as possible so that you may better know yourself, better know the world, and most importantly, so that you yourself as a individual, unique expression of all that is, God, TROG, so that TROG can better know itself. So we've all been put here, or we've been given the opportunity to be created in these bodies so that, as the oracle at Delphi, most importantly, so that you may know thyself. Because the better you understand yourself, the greater you can transfer that experience to the collective conscious, which is all of us, and learn and grow in this vast cosmos. And this also underpins why life is so difficult, because there's this infinitesimal amount of experiences and emotions to have, and you're put here for maybe 100 years, and it's such a compact, wild experience that of course you're going to experience everything possible: sadness, depression, happiness, joy, pleasure, etc. But through suffering comes learning, if you can see it that way, and an advancement of your soul, both in this life and for the lifetimes to come. And that's why, well, when you realize that there's polarity to everything, and it is within the differences of our perceptions that we are experiencing life. In other words, could you know happiness if you were never sad? Would you know what light was if you never saw dark? It is this split, this bifurcation, this polarity of everything that we are able to understand our experiences relative to what exists out there. And sure, this is a lot to unpack and chew on, but it gives credence to accepting the situations that you're in and the difficulties that you encounter throughout life, and to better have a mindset of the gratitude for what you're experiencing, so that you don't get bogged down in the negative emotions that do arise. So you get this incarnation, and whether you believe it or accept it, you've chosen this life, the one that you have in this body, so that you can have a particular experience, in hopes that you take the gifts that you have, that we all have, and you're able to use those to not only better yourself and learn, but to better humanity in general. So, chew on that for a bit, something to think about, but ultimately be grateful. And one other thing to take away or to keep in mind is, in order to have this broad understanding of the experiences and see life for what it is and tap into your abilities and gifts, you have to limit the amount of negative interference, so to speak. So if you spend your whole life watching TV and playing video games and staying shut in from positive experiences and from nature specifically, if you do not reconnect with nature, you're not going to be able to fully experience what you've been given. You can't unpack that own box of yours to live to the full potential. And again, this is the potential for you here in this lifetime, in your eternal existence as a soul, and of course, the transference of your individuality as a small, human, fleshy meat experience relative to that of TROG. So, be that as it will, it's time to get to work here. Be grateful for what you've been given, and understand that life is meant to be difficult, and it's through these experiences that greater understanding come for now and infinite eternity.